Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is directed by Quentin Tarantino and tells the story of actor Rick Dalton and his best friend slash chauffeur, Rick Booth. This takes place during the time period that the Manson family murders went down, and this film also includes the character of Sharon Tate, played by Margot Robbie. Now, this is the 9th film directed by Quentin Tarantino, and I was very excited going in. I'm a massive Quentin Tarantino fan. I think he is a brilliant director, and he does nothing short of amazing with this film. This film is a work of fiction that takes place during the Manson family murders, and he takes a lot of liberties when it comes to that, so I feel like that's going to depend on how you feel about the film overall, especially what happens in the last 20 minutes of it, but this film is incredible. This is one of the best films you'll see all year, just narratively, because it gives every character backstory. You understand their motivations by the time it gets to the big climax, and I love that about it. A lot of the complaints are going to come from the middle section of the film as well, because it's going to dip down and kind of feel like the pacing slows down. For me, it didn't bother me as much because I love the way that the characters interact with one another. I think Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio do great together. They have great on-screen chemistry. This is not DiCaprio's best performance of all time, but it is one of his better ones. However, Brad Pitt definitely steals the show as Cliff Booth. Now, both of these characters feel very iconic, but Cliff Booth especially. My God, he is funny and he has the best story, and Brad Pitt just brings it. Now, Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate does a good job with what she has to do. However, there is not a lot of screen time with her, and I feel like that's going to irritate people, but I gotta say that I feel like she was utilized as much as she needed to be. Tarantino knew how to use her just sparingly enough that that performance that Margot Robbie gives will still be ingrained in your mind. I did love her in the film just as much as the other cast members. There's a highlight moment in this film with DiCaprio and a young lady, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it, and it's some of the best acting in this entire movie. Yes, this is a 3-hour film, but I think that it feels a lot shorter to me anyway. I loved almost every minute of it. I think that it's actually narratively perfection. I can understand some of the complaints with the liberties that Tarantino takes on the subject matter, because he definitely makes this a work of fiction with certain things that are facts in the real world, but he kind of did that in his film Inglourious Basterds. I would think that if you enjoyed that film, you'll enjoy this one, although he takes some real serious liberties, and you'll see what I mean. And the ending of this film is just crazy. It is one of the craziest endings to a movie I've ever seen, and that's saying quite a bit. The usage of the character of Roman Polanski is going to be a controversial thing, but I do feel like it is needed in this film. I feel like every aspect Tarantino brings to this film is needed in this film. It's just incredible how Quentin Tarantino's mind works, and even in his 9th film, he can add so much depth to a story, and he can think of these things that are just so creative and narratively perfect in every single way, and I was just mesmerized watching this film from beginning to end. I think the comedic beats are really on point in this film as well. This is Quentin Tarantino's funniest movie to date, and I enjoyed that about it. I laughed at just about every joke that he was throwing out there. It's incredible. I really love this film. I highly recommend it. I hope everybody watches this movie and just forms an opinion on it. Not everybody's going to love it as much as I did, but I think that there is a lot to chew on within this film. This is hands down my favorite movie of the year. I'm going to give Once Upon a Time in Hollywood an A+. Guys, thank you for tuning in to my review of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If you want to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button below and hit the like button below. Share this with your friends. Leave some comments in the feedback section. I do appreciate that very much. I will also be leaving my Twitter and Instagram in the description below, so be sure to follow me there. Once again, I've been Don Martino, and this has been a review of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.